What is going on, guys? We have a market downtrend on our hands, and in this video we're going to talk all about why it's in a downtrend, how we could have caught this move, and we're going to go over a few of our members' profits and how they was able to make money off of the downtrend. All right, so this was actually one of the biggest moves that I've ever seen on the SPY. Pretty much we dropped from 596 this morning when the market opened, pretty much 597, all the way down to 579, which is actually bigger than I thought because the market came down even lower towards the end of the day. So from 597, I'm gonna do quick math. That's 17 plus the 1. That's 18 points, pretty much, right? 18-point move. Like a 10-point move is pretty insane, but to almost double that is just ridiculous. So this was a huge day. If you thought that the market had a crazy drop the day before, let me see, what was that, 598 down to about 584. So even this was like 14-point move intraday. This was an 18-point move intraday. So just sizing up to let you guys see how big of a downtrend this actually is. So how could we have caught this move? Because it's all, fun and games when you could just look back and say, man, I wish I would have caught that. Right? Well, if you guys was in the Discord community, you might have had a chance, right? Because before the market opened, right, I actually called out the tippy top, right? Now, how did I do that? Let's take a look at the watch list where you guys have access to for free, right? All the free members, they have access to the watch list, and you could upgrade to get access to the trades and some more stuff. But this is absolutely a gem. Please take advantage. And in this watch list, this is where I called out the top of SPY. Now let's take a look and see exactly what I said. SPY, this is the 4-hour chart. We bounced at the demand zone from Friday. So this is the demand zone where we bounced at from Friday and made a huge move up. Now pay attention to this yellow line that I have there, because that yellow line happens to be this 50 EMA that I called out. So I'm going to continue reading this. And I said, I told my mentee team 598 is where we could travel to and potentially reverse. That's what we did overnight. All right. So we hit 597.63 in pre-market today, which is pretty damn close to 598. So just pretty much know that being that we got that close to this level, the reversal is pretty much valid to happen at any point. So that's what I said in this sentence where I said we hit 597.63 in pre-market today. So we are in the area due for market reversal to the downside. All right, I'm going to give you a nice little flash of what happened today to the downside. What level is this? 597.63. And you can see that that's a whole lot of money if you grab some puts. All right, so what did I say after that? Because this is what really gave the trade away. The 4-hour 50 EMA, right? So this says the 4-hour time frame, 50 EMA is the line that I showed you guys, the yellow one. And I'm watching this as resistance and the supply zone, right, which is in that 598 area. That 50 EMA, I gave you guys a picture of it, and that's where the price was at when I posted. So there was also a supply zone that I seen in the area, which I could quickly show you guys what I was seeing. Let's take a look at the 4-hour, and this is where the price was at market open. So all we're gonna do is just circle that so you can see that's where we were. And if I go to the left, I'm gonna see that the price had a drop previously. Now if I just draw the first green candle before this drop, then that will give me a supply zone, which I could see the market used as resistance to drop down to the demand zone. So you'll notice that the price likes to bounce between demand and supply until it eventually breaks through one of them. So this is one area or one technique you could use for entries, one technique you could use for exits. It's based on how you want to trade. But this gave you two amazing examples of how you could have had a legitimate reason to enter the market for puts, meaning you have a higher probability of understanding that the price is most likely to travel to the downside based on these technical levels, right? I just gave you two, and they happen to align in the same area, which made this an even higher probable trade more than just having one. All right, so it's like having a concrete wall, and you got this bull that's trying to potentially break through this wall, and instead of just having one, you're gonna have, let's say you have two walls back to back. It's gonna be a harder task for that bull to be able to break through both of those walls. So that's like having the 50 EMA on the 4 hour, right? Like we just seen here, that yellow line, and also having the supply zone, which is two completely separate key levels. All right, so that's called confluence, right? If you guys want to Google that word, it pretty much means two or more things lining up at the same location. All right, so that's that. Pretty much gave you guys the play before market open. I know this is a free access for the watch list, but this could have paid you a lot of money. So that's just showing you the value, and the link is in the bio. Now we do have people in the community who played this move to the downside, like Maria. She played this is Tesla. Actually played first thing in the morning. And we also have Dr. Butler, who played a couple other stocks. Let's take a look at some of the SPY. We got MicroStrategy put. Now Brian here, Brian is very on point. Now you can see Brian is the first one to post the SPY put. He grabbed 28% this morning, and now you're starting to see other members with that put. Maria grabbed 15%, good money. You got Tony, he grabbed the SPY put. His account is up 16%, and yeah, pretty good day. Note that these members, a lot of them, they're following the watch list. Some of them are following the day trades, and some of them are making their own trades based on the information and knowledge that they're learning in the community. So take a look, link is in the bio. And we're going to get into two more points about this downtrend that we are experiencing in the market. All right. One, it's going to be a little bit of a more like a universal reason for why we're seeing everything that's happening. And before I get into that one, I think it's easier to explain the technical reason. The technical one is a little bit more simple, so I'm going to just show you that I believe this downtrend we are experiencing is simply just a pullback from what we experienced the whole last year, pretty much, right? So everyone wants to panic and say, the world is over when you have a big move to the downside within the week. But you got to remember what happened all last year, right? We made an insane move. We was at 460 something the beginning of last year, and now we're sitting at 613, which is insane, right? Now we did have some pullbacks in between, but this overall move is still insane. Where if I seen an overall big move to the downside, 539 or something, like, I wouldn't be surprised. I would say this is very justified. If I just pick a simple level, let's say Fibonacci, 618 is pretty decent, right? So 539, right? This area, if we get down there, that's a healthy trend to go back up to the upside. So could it happen? Of course it could. Will it happen? We don't know. We just gotta be patient. But with trading the moves in between as the price action is playing out, the same way as this move down happened, we was able to play the moves in between, sometimes catching small moves, sometimes catching big moves, but we're playing it as the price is playing out. So the advantage to that is that in case the price wants to make a move like this to the upside, we could be able to catch those moves. For example, I have this demand zone drawn on the chart, and you can see the price bounced and pushed up a whole lot. All right, now where did I get that from? I could be here all day showing you guys levels where I drew it from, but we're gonna go to the 4-hour chart, and we see we had this huge move. This is where the price started from. This red candle is the first red candle before we had this big move, and just drew that zone, and this is where we bounced. Doesn't mean that's invincible. You can see the price cracked through it, but the price couldn't close under it. So that's actually showing us bullish signs, even though the price made a lower low. So like I said, I could talk to you about all the manipulation, all the tricks, all the cycles, and how we're able to be consistent in reading the price action. But we're gonna get straight to the point with the last reason for why I believe this downtrend is happening, and that is the Great Reset. All right, the Great Reset is a universal theme that is, what do you call it, allegedly out there, right? So the Great Reset, when I say universal themes, it's something that affects the entire universe and everything that's pretty much in it to a degree, as at least what I believe is here on Earth. So it's going to affect the stock market, it's going to affect the crypto market, it's going to affect us as humans, it's going to affect every aspect of what's here in our reality. So that's the effect of universal things, and I've had this information probably since a week and a half ago, and I was just thinking about how it's going to play out. And what a reset means is simply, if I would think how it would play out, the price would literally just go down because you're trying to reset things, and then when you reset things, turn back on. So it's probably going to pop back up. Very similar to what happened with COVID. Went down really fast and then popped right back up. Great Reset. So like I said, we was due for something like that, right? If we back up and we see how much this grew, this went from the price. This is a weekly chart, by the way. So this is 2016 all the way to 2020. Let's say 2020 right here. That's 4 years. 4 years from 2020 is 2024, and we still didn't have that full like that hard drop. But I'm not really saying okay, we got to get it every 4 years, but it's just interesting how things play out. But let's take a look at the Fibonacci and see if this drop, how far that drop came down. So it did get to that 618 area, but not quite to the 78. So we could say, yeah, the 618 area is an area we should look at for market reversals, right? You could see how this one played out. But speaking of that Great Reset, take a look at crypto. So we're just going to go to TradingView and see more about what do I mean by this Great Reset, because it's not just the stock market, but if you take a look at XRP, this is an insane movement that we're having here. Over the last few days, it went from 283 down to 190 something, then right back up to $3, which is crazy, and then right back down. So it's a lot of volatility, and it's a lot of opportunity to make money, pretty much. So we obviously, no one knows what's gonna happen for sure. So we just sharpening our skills at being able to pinpoint the top of these trends, the bottom of these trends, so that we're able to get some good entries, good risk reward opportunities. All right. So I know that was a mouthful of a video. We went over some of the downtrends that's happening here in the market. We gave you guys some examples of how to get into those opportunities. We went over some of the members' profits and the overall theme that we got going on here with this great reset. All right, guys, so this was a video that went longer than expected, and I'm gonna have more on the way, so I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.